Wildlife photography is tricky and challenging for the same reason. It's because animals and nature do not behave the way you want. They don't always like to come out um, in good light. They don't want to be seen. They're trying to hide from you, fly away from you. But at the same time, they also do things that you can't imagine. Like these photographs that I've clicked, and I was not the day I clicked, for instance, a tiger eating a monkey or these dragonflies mating. I never planned on these pictures happening exactly this way, or I didn't know these would happen. But wildlife photography hinges on you being able to take advantage of a given situation and tell the best story possible. And it's you have to bring out the beauty of the animal, you have to show the landscape and tell a story through it. But after enough hours on the field, looking at animals, observing their behavior, you do get the hang of how they might move. And you also are looking at a lot of photographs. So there was a time in my life when I thought I was going to be a professional wildlife photographer. I was spending countless hours outside photographing, observing nature, and having a great time in general. I was mostly spending time in national parks in India, but then I got to go on semester at sea, this amazing experience where I was on a boat with a bunch of other professors and I was taking classes, studying the environment, and just an amazing experience overall. And we went to many different countries. This experience that I'm going to talk about took place in South Africa, specifically Garden Route in South Africa. Now, in India, I've been used to uh, national parks or wildlife reserves being these untouched landscapes. But this place, the Garden Route Park Preserve, was one of these oddballs where actually the land, it used to be agricultural land, which of course, so the land used to be a wild savanna, then converted into an agricultural land, and now it's reclaimed and for conservation purposes. And it's absolutely stunning the way they're bringing back the biodiversity and the original landscape. Anyway, I was out there really enjoying the nature. It was my first time in on the continent of Africa, and it was outstanding. For instance, in this photo, you see a herd of eland passing through, and it was an image that was in my mind for a very long time. I knew I wanted a photo like this. I was not sure what species or where it would be, but I was always thinking about the silhouette photo because silhouettes uh, can be quite challenging because it's really hard to make them look impressive and to get complexity because you have to have everything against the light, and that can be hard to do sometimes. And then we were in on a safari in Garden Route, and I saw the sunset, and then at a distance there was a herd of eland walking, and they were actually walking on a slightly elevated hill, and the road went from a little bit underneath the hill, and I just knew that that was my moment. I requested the safari guide to take us right near the herd of eland on the road, but the herd was still a little bit on the hill, so I knew we wouldn't disturb them and they would just keep walking the way they were. I requested him to stop a little bit before and then just waited for the herd to slowly cross across the sun. And it was exactly I had imagined. There were many rows, so there was depth that I could see. I was also waiting for one of the lands to cross the sun and get that the flare of the sun coming through, really making this silhouette shine. And uh, and the fact that they were uh, and they were a cool antelope. So eland is, I think, in my in my perspective, one of the coolest antelopes because it's huge. If I'm not mistaken, it's the largest antelope in the world, and seeing this herd of antelopes just walking in front of the sunset was just an amazing experience. And the fact that I could get exactly the photograph that was in my mind. It rarely happens in wildlife photography that you think of something, you conjure this image in your mind, and they can actually go and photograph it. That is a rare occurrence in wildlife photography. So, actually, till date, I consider this photograph to be one of my favorite images that came out of the semester at sea trip, and I think one of the best photographs ever. And if you're wondering what is that black thing on the right side, it's a nose. It's the nose of the person who was sitting next to me, and I was so involved in trying to get the sun in the perfect position right behind the land. I didn't even notice that there was a whole nose that was in the photograph. But nonetheless, I got what I wanted. I kept the nose there in the photograph because I could not get rid of it, but I got rid of that nose in this painting. And I also moved the eland, one of the elands, a little bit forward so I could get its horns in it as well. And but most of the composition I've kept the same just because it's already in my mind a perfect composition. I can't tell you how glad I was that day when I got this photo. As soon as I clicked, I knew that I had clicked the perfect photo that I wanted. And till date, I always look at this photo and smile to myself and like, wow, like I can't believe like this happened.
Hi there, hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to see more videos from the Semester at Sea series, here's a playlist of all the videos that have been on the paintings that have been inspired by my Semester at Sea experience. As always, hit subscribe on the channel so you do not miss another upload. See you next time.